I don't blame people when they think I'm lying for saying I make $30K a month as a part-time freelance copywriter. Most copywriters that have existed in the last 10 years are pretty broke. It's the same way you can be a lawyer making $40K a year as a public defender, or you can be a partner at a corporate law firm making $20 million a year. When someone says they're a copywriter, it can mean so many different things. It could mean they're working for basically minimum wage, picking up weird jobs on freelance sites, or it could mean they're doing over $50K a month, partnering with big brands and taking a percentage of the revenue. Most people don't realize how scalable the skill of copywriting really is. So today I want to show you guys all the different income levels you'll hit as a copywriter, from just starting out to making people's yearly salaries in a month as a freelancer. Stage 1 is the starving freelancer. And this is when you're between $500 and $2,000 a month. If you guys know that meme with a sad homeless ant, that's basically what this feels like. This is the stage where you're either completely brand new to copywriting, or you have no idea how to actually do this business, and you're just grabbing random jobs that you see on freelance sites like Upwork or Fiverr or whatever else, and you're only making a couple $100 at a time. I've said in the past that Upwork can be good for like supplementary income, but it's not gonna feed your family. It's not gonna put food on the table. You can snag projects for $200 to $500 at a time, and it's good if you're already making money. It's just a couple extra bucks. But if that's what you're living off of, it's just not gonna work for you. So most of these jobs are just one-off projects that you do one time for a small fee, and maybe if you're lucky, you have like one retainer client that's paying you not that much per month. These are the types of gigs where people say like, hey, can you write 10 product descriptions for me? And then it takes like a day or two to do, and that's the one client you got, and then you're spinning your wheels looking for the next client again. I'm not gonna lie, this stage absolutely sucks, and whenever you hear people talking about how copywriting doesn't make much money, this is who they're talking about. You just feel like you're spinning your wheels, you never really have like security, and you never really make that much money ever. This is the stage that my buddy Reese was at for like over a year, and he was able to crack 10K a month by switching to the next level of copywriting that we're gonna talk about right now. And if you wanna watch the Reese interview, highly recommend it. It's on the screen, check it. Stage 2 is the comfortable freelancer, and that's where you're at around $5,000 to $8,000 a month. Now you're still not rich here, but this is way better than being the broke homeless freelancer that has the sack on his back like the ant did. You don't have particularly high paying clients, but you have clients that are paying you consistently month over month, probably like 3 to 5 clients. I have a handful of students that are in this zone, and honestly, like the title implies, they're comfortable, they're having a good time. Usually they're in school or whatever. They have like a client paying them $1,500 a month. They have a client that pays them $2,000 a month, and then maybe their highest paying client is like $2,800 a month, but it's nothing crazy. It's not like, you know, life-changing amounts of money. But for the few clients that you do have, you feel stable with them, they're paying you month over month, they like your work, and you're kind of just chilling. I remember when I was at this point, I was working like 2 to 3 hours a day, and this is when I started to realize the power that copywriting had. Because even though 5 to 8K a month isn't insane money for a copywriter, it's pretty good money for most of America. Even the lower end of this, 5K a month, is $60K a year. There's a lot of people that won't get there in their career if they don't have, you know, a degree or something like that. This is where you have the money to lease a decent car. Like my first car was a Honda Accord. That was awesome. You can probably afford to live on your own, and you don't have to have like a food budget that only allows you to eat ramen and rice and sometimes beans. Or if you're like my student Mao, he was making this much money, and he was like a digital nomad. He traveled the world, went to a bunch of different countries where it doesn't cost as much to live like it does in America. And he was living a great life on a relatively modest amount of money. Stage 3 is where it starts to get fun. Now you're a Chad freelancer, or a Chadette if you're a woman. And the income threshold is about 10 to 25K a month for the Chad freelancer. You can hit Chad freelancer status in like 6 to 12 months of doing this. And in those months that you've been working as a copywriter, you probably learned a lot about business. You know how certain businesses work, you know how to get traffic, you know how to retarget people, you know how to market really well. So you probably have a couple of other skills outside of maybe just email, like you know how to build websites, you know how to like set up ads, and you can kind of consult your clients on what they should be doing so they can actually grow their business. And you probably built up a reputation around a certain circle of people where they trust you, and you have leads that are coming inbound to you. Around 6 months in, that's kind of what happened to me, where people were DMing me on Twitter. They were saying, yo, I need a copywriter, so-and-so told me you were great, let's get to work. So now you have the power to turn people down. You don't have to beg for people to work with you. You probably don't have to do outreach if you don't want to. This is the point where my student Alex is at now. He started with me in around May, and now in March, he's at Chad freelancer level, and he mostly just spends his time doing whatever he wants. He just plays video games, and you can watch that video on the screen right here. Now in stage 4, you have 2 choices. But whatever choice you make, you're gonna make between 30 and 60K a month or more. There are some cases where you can make over 100K a month with this model. Now, this is where the fun begins, because there's truly no right path. Both of these models can technically get you to 6 figures a month, no matter what you wanna do. It just depends on your personality and how you prefer to run your business. And I know people that have crushed it in both options. The first option is the copywriting agency, which is what I did. So I was in the Chad freelancer stage, stage, and I was starting to get a little bit burnt out because I was doing a lot of writing. And I was in stage 3, Chad Freelancer, with stage 2 clients. So I did have people that were paying me $4 to $6K a month to do my services, but I also had clients that were still paying like $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month, because I was taking on everyone. It was simply not in my DNA to turn down work, so it didn't matter if someone wanted to pay me only $1,500 a month for a couple of emails. I was probably gonna take it if I liked them. So I scaled to 48K a month at my peak by doing this, and it was way too much work for me to just do by myself. So I actually had 2 junior writers working with me. One of them was my younger brother, he was doing some stuff, and the other one was this girl named Alexa. Shout out if you're watching this. So I did the majority of the work. I was getting clients, and I was also writing all the copy myself, but I had one copywriter doing 10% of the work and the other copywriter doing like another 10% of the work. So I would get a deal for like 3K a month, and I would pay the copywriter $1,000 a month to just do the stuff that I didn't want to do. We'd split the work. So the upside of this is that it's really easy to get clients because you don't have to look for a specific type of client. You know what I mean? Like as a copywriter, you can work with kind of anyone. You can work with agencies, you can work with e-com brands, you can work with coaches, SaaS companies. You can even have like little mini remote jobs. It doesn't really matter what you do. And I just had so many of those little micro clients that I just had myself and other copywriters helping me do it. But it does require more management and communication so that you can actually make everything run properly and get everything submitted on time. But it's also a pain in the ass if you don't like hiring or building systems for getting all this stuff done. Knowing what I know now, I genuinely believe I could go back and scale that agency to 100K a month. But if you don't want to do that, there's another option which is just as good. This is what they call the growth partner approach. My good friend Ben Bader does this. He's extremely successful at it. He's been doing 6-figure months for over 6 months now. And a student of mine, Bo, who recently just hit 50K a month, and I'm doing an interview with her as soon as possible, so keep an eye out for that one. So in the agency example, you have a lot of clients and it's really not that much work per client. But with the growth partner approach, you have fewer clients, but it's way more work per client. And instead of just having a deal that pays you $1,500 to $5K a month, you have deals that are paying you $5K a month retainer, no matter what, plus 10% of the revenue that you generate. So if you're writing emails and building funnels and maybe running webinars for your clients, you're gonna take 10% of all the stuff that you generate. So maybe for the money that the client brings in with ads or some other channel, you're not gonna touch that. But for all the stuff that you touch, like email, funnel, webinar, you're gonna take a percentage of that. And so in the case of my friend Ben Bader, he has clients that pay him 20 to 30K a month, single clients paying him that much, because he's generating 200K for them. They're paying him 20 because that's his 10%, and then an extra 5 for his retainer, so 25K for some clients. But a lot of times, if you're new, to do that much work, it feels like a full-time job. It's a lot of work and requires a lot of specialized skills that you might not have. So with this model, you're doing more than just copywriting, but you are like a generalist marketer for this client. So you're probably gonna be doing emails, ads, scripting, helping them grow their social media. You're gonna be finding new traffic channels to tap. You're gonna be helping with partnerships. You're gonna be building out different funnels and testing stuff. You're gonna be treating it like it's your own business, and that's why you're getting paid a percentage. Is every single client gonna pay you 25K a month? No. Like people like Ben and Bo have clients that pay them anywhere between 5 and some of them are paying 30K a month, but most of them are probably in the middle, like 10 to 15K a month. So this is a wicked business model. It is a lot of work. It's not something you can really delegate. Maybe you can hire one person to help you out with some stuff. You're gonna have to pay them a lot though, because it's a pretty, high leverage position. They need to know what they're doing. But Bo did it. She started training with me. She was in my program in end of April of last year, and within a year she was able to get to 50K a month by doing this model. So it's not impossible to learn, but it is a lot of work, and if you're down to do it, then obviously it's possible to do. So regardless of what stage you're at, or regardless of what stage you want to get to, I can help you get there. So if you want to get to even comfortable freelancer level in a couple of months, or Chad freelancer in like 6 months, or growth partner copywriting agency level in 12 months, I can help you get there. All of the people that I referenced in this video that are making this much money with copywriting, except for Ben Bader, are students of mine. And so if I can help them, I can help you. If you want to learn about how to make this much money as a copywriter, I got you, okay? Stop stressing. Stop being the homeless ant. You can put the sack down. Just click the link in my bio, watch the video, see if it's a good fit for you. And if it is, I would love to work with you one-on-one. If you enjoyed this video, click like, subscribe, and please, for some engagement, comment below what stage you're at or what stage you want to get to. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.